we are going to look at the brain and I'm going to go over it with you. So, if I made a fist like this, okay?
Yeah.
Fist, make a fist. Okay, so let's say that's your brain, right?
Okay.
Okay, so actually before we look at the fist, I'm going to show you this handout of the brain. So if you're looking at the brain, this is your frontal lobe. So if you're making a fist, see that? That's this part right here.
Okay.
And that's this part right here. That's the front of your brain.
Okay.
That is your upstairs brain. It helps you to make good choices. It's how you think through things. Don't react quickly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your parietal lobe. That is like sensory information. It can feel like when you touch something. It can feel touch, pain, and temperature.
Okay.
You don't really have to look at that on your hand. I'm just telling you, I'm telling you additional parts of the brain right now. Okay? This is the back of the brain, your occipital lobe. It processes and interprets everything that we see. You don't have to find it on your hand. This is your cerebellum. It controls your movement, right?
Yep.
Your brainstem is what helps you survive. Like if you were to touch a hot pan, it would be what would get you to like release your hand.
Okay.
Before you even have time in your frontal lobe to think about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then your temporal lobe over here, it controls our emotions and our short-term memory. So this part in here, it controls your memory. Your amygdala is what will help you when you're in danger. So you open your hand like this. This is your amygdala, right?
Okay.
Okay, so if you were to see a bear in the woods, your amygdala would spring into action and you would do three things. If you saw a bear in the woods, you either fight the bear, flee from the bear, or you would freeze, right? And what would you do?
Probably flee.
So your amygdala takes over, right?
Yeah.
When your amygdala takes over, your frontal lobe is no longer there because your amygdala is helping you survive. So it takes over for your frontal lobe. Your amygdala is in complete control, right?
Yes.
So if you are relaxed and in a good state, your brain's gonna be like this. And your frontal lobe is in control. You see a bear in the woods, your frontal lobe is gonna go out the window and your amygdala is taking over, right?
Yes.
So you flip your lid. So your frontal lobe is no longer working because your
Okay.
amygdala is in control and helping you survive.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the problem is sometimes your amygdala thinks there's a bear in the woods when there's really not. So for example, when you get really mad at your child, sometimes your amygdala takes over and you flip your lid, right? Your frontal lobe is no longer a factor because you flip your lid.
Okay.
So do that with your hand. So think of a scenario.
My son's being disrespectful. He's not listening, not doing what I ask him to do.
Okay, as in your amygdala takes over, right?
Yep.
And then you flip your lid. So that's kind of like a good scenario. You know now what that means. And you can sometimes feel when you flip your lid. But this handout just shows you what's going on in your brain. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you for sharing.
Do you have any thoughts or insight from that?
I'm going to be much more aware of when I flip my lid, and I think I'll hopefully have better control.
Okay, that's good.